Hey everyone, gonna do a video review of a tonneau cover that I have for my new truck. It's a Tonnopro LoRoll. These are available on Amazon for about 250 bucks for most models of trucks. This is on a short bed Ram 1500. If you check out my channel, you'll notice that I have a video review of an Access Vanish tonneau cover. That was on my last truck. This is a new truck with a different bed length, so I had to get a different tonneau cover. I really like that Access Vanish, but I want to try something different. Maybe show you guys. So we'll start off. Here's a box that it comes in, kind of a tall box. It does have free shipping off of Amazon, which is nice. Looking at it real quick here, the first thing that I notice is that it does sit a little bit higher than the Access Vanish that I had. The Access Vanish sat almost flush with the bed. This does sit up just a little bit higher. Now it's still on the low profile of things. You see it's you know, about as high up as my hand, and it definitely sits lower than most tonneau covers that you see, but this one is a little bit higher than the Access. Also here in the tailgate, this is a cheaper cover, so I don't expect much. There isn't a nice taper down to the tailgate, so you do have kind of this lip that you see here, and because it's a soft cover, you're always going to have some little bit of wrinkles and imperfections, so it's not going to look perfect, but it sits on there okay. Go around the other side, you can kind of see it. It does seem to have better weather stripping than the Access Vanish that I had. But I do notice that when I close the tailgate, this seal here, you can kind of press in. So if the tonneau cover is closed when you close the tailgate, that seal is going to be out, and water can get in the bed. Now, if you close the tailgate and then close the tonneau cover, this seal sits outside. But that is something that I noticed that right off the bat I don't love. But we'll see how waterproof it is. I haven't really had it out in the rain yet. I've just kind of installed it just recently, so I can't knock it yet. So I'll open up the bed here and just show you some of the stuff that came in the box. First of all, it comes with this rubber gasket that's on the inside of these bed rails that if you have plastic bed caps, you don't need, and the instructions say to take these off, so take that off. It does come with a tailgate seal. This is more weather stripping that you can put on. I'm probably not going to put it on. It goes on the bottom of your tailgate here, but I got this bed liner and I don't think it'll stick to it very well, so I'm not going to use that. Instructions. This is the box that the clamps come in, which the clamps are already on it. This is some more little felt backing that you can attach if you don't have plastic bed rails, so that it protects the paint. So that's that in that box. Also came with this little box that says promo pack on it. So I wasn't sure what that was, and what it is some vinyl cleaner, which is kind of nice. This is all just thrown in for free. And a little truck bed light, which you can mount wherever you want. It's got some double-sided Velcro tape you could use. I'm probably not going to use this light because the new Rams do have LED bed lighting, so I don't really need it. Also comes, you see my case here, a set of work gloves. And they're actually not bad. So let's put that away, show you the cover. Okay, I'll show you how to open the tonneau cover. Open the tailgate. Inside of here, you've got this latch mechanism, little handle here that you'll slide back. If I can grab it here. Now the cover's brand new, so it is pretty stiff. It's quite stiff. Now that's going to loosen up once it sits out in the sun here a little bit. So what we'll do, if I can get my camera to focus, once that's unlatched, it just rolls back. Pretty simple to roll it back. So once that's back, you do have these straps that you can attach. The straps on my Access Vanish were bungee, and these are just affixed like a vinyl strap, so they don't stretch, but you can adjust it here. One other thing that I noticed is when it's all the way rolled up, you've got this LR 2020 that sits here. Not that it's a big deal, but you will see that when the tonneau cover's open, this kind of serial number here. So here's the clamps that the rails attach to the bed. Now compared to the last tonneau cover that I had, these only have one bolt here on the front. So you just need, I think it's an 11/16 socket to put them on. The Access Vanish that I had, there was a nut in the back that you actually had to have a wrench in the back of, and they were actually tough to put on because you're using both hands to twist, and you didn't have a hand left over to hold that clamp. So this is actually an easier installation. The box says that you can do it in 4 minutes. Budget probably half an hour to install this, and half that time is just going to be getting your tools together. So it does install pretty quick. Over here, you've got this adjustment plate. Now there's a nut right here that you take off, and then you can slide this plate. So as the cover ages, you can loosen it up a little bit. Right now it's pretty tight, so I have on the tightest setting, or the loosest setting, and you can tighten it up as it ages. The Velcro seems to be pretty tough. It's kind of a cotton Velcro. Not cotton, I guess, but like a polyester Velcro, so it's pretty tough. It's not those little loops that are just going to tear out. Same thing with this Velcro sided here. This is a pretty tough, heavy-duty Velcro. Really wouldn't worry about it wearing out. One thing that my Access Vanish cover I had problems with is these rails used to slip down all the time. So even though they were clamped on there tight, it would slide down, and then the cover wouldn't fit right, and it would flap in the wind. This actually has a little lip of metal that sits on top of your rail, so it's impossible for it to slide down. Now, because of this, it can't sit quite as flush as the last cover, but I think it'll be nice not to have to, every couple months, adjust the rails. So let's put this cover back on. We'll roll it back up. Does unroll pretty easy. Now, because this is new, it's pretty tough to latch. A lot tougher than my last cover. But like I said, I think that's going to loosen up over time. So you do have to have it lined up pretty evenly. And then just shove her down here. Hang on one second, I can't quite do this with one hand. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty tight. Hopefully that loosens up a little bit. But because of that, this fabric is pretty taut. Speaking of the fabric, it's pretty heavy duty. Seems to be maybe a little bit heavier than my last truck, but not too bad. Like it so far. So anyways, that's my tonneau cover. Hope you guys like. Comment what you think of it. Any suggestions or comments, let me know. Check out my channel for some other reviews. Thanks.